Hello, I'm Luke Hatfield. You join me and Shrewsbury Town correspondent Mr. Lewis Cox. We're here at the Meadow. We just witnessed Shrewsbury Town lose 1-0 to Lincoln, but after 30 minutes, if you'd have told me it was only 1-0, I would not have believed you.
Yeah, it was. Well, it was certainly a first half of two halves.
Yeah, that's a new cliche for you.
Yeah. In fairness, I stole that from my press box colleagues, so I can't take credit. But Town started with a 4-3-3 tonight. They've been predominantly 3-5-2 under Steve Cottrell. They started with a 4-3-3 that worked really well at Blackpool on Saturday, where of course they secured safety with a fine win.
Yeah.
Didn't work well in the first 25 minutes tonight.
To put it lightly.
Yeah, it did. Yeah, it did. Town did not start the game well at all. Lincoln did. A few surprises within that 4-3-3, notably Donald Love, the right back, playing as the advanced right forward.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, Donald Love's not scored in over 50 games for Town, and yeah, we were surprised to see him in that position. Put it like that. A more defensive-minded fullback as he is. David Davis was right back, as he has been for a while, and he's done well at right back. Don't get me wrong, but I think the whole night was summed up by the fact that when they made the switch midway through the first half, they went back to 3-5-2, shuffled everyone around. Shuffled Donald Love back to right back, shuffled Brad Walker into back three from midfield, shuffled David Davis into midfield. Davis, for me, was the best player on the pitch. And in that Lincoln team, there were a lot of good players on that pitch. I thought Davis ran the show. But 1-0 defeat, the early goal for Lincoln when Town started poorly. 11 minutes, George Grant scored. Header at the back post. Poor goal to concede, really. Good ball in, but still a poor goal to concede. And it was a case of missed first half chances, the rest of it for Town. Yeah,
Josh Vella probably the man most at fault. There was one really good opportunity where he kind of cuts in onto his left foot, and he's only got the keeper to beat.
Yeah.
And he just puts too much behind it, doesn't he?
Yeah, he had one just before that where he hit the woodwork again for the second game running with that wasn't his fault. He got on good run on the end of a cross, deflection onto the woodwork. He was unlucky there. But the one you're on about, did everything right. Then he powered onto the ball, sold the defender silly. And he probably just lashed at it with his weaker foot when he saw the far corner open up. That was a golden chance. But on Vella generally, he was the advanced midfielder, the sort of number 10, and the legs he has, the energy and the press. He can be very effective in that role. Scored a lot of goals for Bolton in that role, and I wonder if it'll be something Cottrell and Town look to work on next season. If they sort of use him as an advanced midfielder more than further forward than a central one, and he could be really effective from there. He might not have the intricate little passing range. Not that he can't pass, he can pass, but of your archetypal number 10, but his energy and his running power to get onto attacks and knockdowns are really effective.
Yeah.
Just not tonight, in front of goal.
Yeah. Second half, of course, Town did push, but they didn't really test goalkeeper Alex Palmer.
No.
And it's one of those games where Shrewsbury Town, they're not going to get relegated. They've dropped down back to 17th, which I think is fitting for this season.
It's not a disaster, is it, them losing tonight?
No.
Is what you're saying.
Yeah, what's the task for Steve Cottrell and Aaron Wilbraham and Dave Longmore?
Yeah, I mean, just on the second half, you're right. That they were still very much in the game and competed very well, but didn't create anything, did they? They had a couple of free kicks. Vella again went into the box and probably should have shot, but didn't.
Yeah.
Lincoln had a couple, and they pushed at the end. Lincoln just saw the game out there, going for the playoffs. They're a good side, probably better side than we saw tonight.
Yeah.
For Town, there are 3 games left now, 2 here. This was the first of 3 in a row here, actually. So we've got Oxford, who are going absolutely all guns blazing for promotion Saturday, and then Ipswich next Tuesday, a week tonight. Obviously finish the season at Crewe on the following Sunday. For Town, in those games, let's get as many points as they can. Ultimately it doesn't matter, and that'll be the last thing they'll want to hear, because they will stress it doesn't matter, but Town is safe.
Yeah.
So they got 53 points. It really matter if they finish the season with 53 points or 59 points. However many points they can still get. I can't do maths.
Yeah.
Yes, but it'll be nice to see them pick up some positive results between now and the end of the season. The bigger picture, of course, is is the summer.
Yeah.
And it feels like sorry, I just pulled myself. It feels like it's been coming for a while, the summer, because of how the season's finished. Because even before Town was safe on Saturday, they felt comfortable for a while. They were in a good position. They were at some points 11, 12 points clear of the drop zone. They weren't going to get sucked into it unless they lost every game and teams below them won every game. They were comfortable. Not saying they haven't been focused on winning games, which they still have, but we know how that can be. The summer, well, it's just going to be so fascinating, frenetic, frantic. I mean, not saying we're going to get a load of movement all at once, but there's a lot to be done. Not just here, at most clubs in the lower, League One, League Two. We did something on the website, didn't we, earlier in the week, stating the number of out-of-contract players around the EFL. It's staggering. I mean, 13 or 14 within the Town first team squad. It is like that across the board. So, Cottrell is obviously making his mind up about who he keeps, who he doesn't. He's probably made that mind up realistically, and he's chasing targets. I'd say it's a rebuild, but it's certainly the manager's first summer in putting his stamp on the squad. Saw how effective his January recruitment was with Keith Burt, the director of recruitment. It stands to be really exciting. An interesting question is how many of those out-of-contract players we saw tonight and in the current squad are going to be here next season. And
do they have an opportunity now to do some to change his mind, maybe? Because I mean, like you said, there's only a couple games left.
Yeah, I mean, for the last few games, the word from the press conferences and stuff, and I'm sure from the changing rooms and the training ground has been that you've got to be impressing them there. Most of you are out of contract, not all, but most. Some will have impressed him, some maybe not so much. I think. Listen, I don't think I'm saying anything controversial when I say that it's going to be a lot of change, and we could see a lot of them leave. Most of them. Some will be offered deals, I'm sure.
But it's up to them as well. Let's
of course.
Not forget that.
It's up to the player. Yeah, some will look at what they're offered and perhaps have a better offer elsewhere. Some will want fresh starts. Have been here for a little while and not a regular. What you would call a regular starter. And the manager will know who he wants, in what position he wants. So it's going to be really Dave Edwards said, we did a story a few days ago, one of the most important summers here in a couple of decades, and you have to agree with him when you're looking at the calibre of the manager that they've got, what he's done since he's been in November, what he can hopefully do when he's back, when he's healthy again and back to full fitness and with a full summer under his belt. It's really exciting, and I think we're in for I really hope and think that we're in for a good ride next season with Steve Cottrell. I do, but I also think come early August and the first day of the League One season next year, I think the team we see out here and the squad will be markedly different. Really different, and that's not a secret. That's probably to be expected, but a lot of excitement. I think Town fans will be really excited. I do, and looking forward to the comings and goings in the summer.
Yeah, there we go. Could be exciting times for Shrewsbury Town fans, but no excitement tonight, I'm afraid. Defeat to Lincoln. For all the post-match reaction, you know where to go, shopstar.com.